Can two good people be in a relationship and the relationship is still toxic? Not that one is bad or two of them is bad. I want you to pay attention to what I'm going to read to you. Pay attention. Being a good person does not guarantee a healthy relationship. I want you to get that. Being a good person alone does not guarantee a good relationship. And sometimes the people who love you the most can hurt you the deepest. Not because they are evil, because they are not healed, or because they are still healing. So, yes, two good people can still build a relationship that's toxic. And before I give you 5 reasons why they can build relationship that is toxic, if you are new to this channel, I want to welcome you. I want you to drop a comment at the end of the video and do well to listen to the end, because my number 5 point is something you don't want to miss. And also do well to subscribe. Thank you. Now, here is why they will build a toxic relationship despite the fact that they are good people. Point 1 is them having unspoken expectations of the relationship. You understand? This is number 1 reason why two good people will have a toxic relationship. Point 1 is when both of them or each person is having unspoken expectation. You understand? You just assume this other person will know what you want. You assume that this other person will just know what you are going through. You understand? Not having proper communication skills can really affect your relationship, even if you are a good person, because your partner or your partner you are in a relationship with is not a spirit. You understand? They are human beings. So you need to communicate your needs. You need to communicate what they are not doing right. You need to communicate anything you feel is holding you back or anything you feel is toxic in that relationship. You understand? So if you are having unspoken expectation in that your relationship, definitely that relationship is going to be toxic. Not because of the fact that the people who are involved are bad people, just because of the fact that they are having unspoken expectations of the relationship. Point 2 is lack of self-identity. Lack of self-identity can create a relationship that is toxic for you, even though you are a good person. You understand? Firstly, I think I also tell people that most times before you go into a relationship, you need to do self-discovery. You understand? That self-discovery will help you as a person to know your weakness, as a person to help you to know your strengths, as a person to help you to know the things you are working on and the things you are created to do. You understand? These are the things that will affect your relationship on the long run, despite the fact that you are a good person, because good does not guarantee success of anything, despite the fact that you have good intention, you have pure heart, your intentions are real. So lack of self-identity, lack of purpose, you have not discovered yourself. What did God send you here on earth to do? What is your assignment here on earth? Are you just here on earth to just go into a relationship, or is relationship why God created you? You understand? God created you for a purpose. So that lack of identity can create toxic relationship, even with the fact that you are a good person. You understand? It will create what I call, you just all of a sudden you lose yourself. You don't have your own personal identity in that relationship. Now you are not expecting your partner to now be that God sent. You understand? You are not expecting your partner to now feel that you're missing identity in that relationship. But if you are fulfilled, if you have your self identity, if you have self discovery, you discover your temperament, you discover your love language, you discovered your weakness, your strength, it will help you not to be toxic in that relationship. You understand? Then point three, why people have is different ways of resolving conflict. You need to understand that even with the fact that two of you are good and you are in a relationship, two of you have different way of resolving conflict. Some people might just want to just talk it now. In fact, let's say it now. As I'm feeling the emotions, in fact, as the thing is doing me, let's say it now. You understand? Why others might just choose to calm down. You understand? Just calm down for a few minutes, calm their nerve down for a few minutes for them to be able to address the issue properly. You understand? You need to understand your own way of resolving conflict might be different from your partner's ways of resolving conflict. So if issues arises or maybe something happened, so you guys want to trash out that issue, you must understand your partner's way of resolving conflict, not your own personal way of resolving conflict. Because if you want to do it your way, don't forget that you are in a relationship with somebody. You are not in a relationship with yourself. You are in a relationship with somebody. Now you need to send a message to that person in a way that person will receive that message. So having different way of resolving conflict in a relationship is a number one reason why that relationship is going to be toxic, even with the fact that two of you are good people. So you need to understand your way, you need to understand your partner's way of resolving conflict, so that when issues arises, both of you can properly handle it without roughing each other's shoulder. You understand? Then my point 4 is lack of emotional maturity. Yeah. Lack of emotional maturity is one of the main reasons why two good people are, in fact, the main reason why two good people produce toxicity in a relationship. You understand? Forget about the fact that you are mature of age, you are physically matured. You understand? But are you emotionally matured? How do you handle pressure? You understand? How do you see things? What's your perspective on things? How do you handle things you are not expected to see in that relationship? You understand? Are you emotionally mature? Do you speak because you are angry, or you speak because you need to speak? You understand? So you need to be emotionally mature. I guess there's a book by Joyce Meyer I would highly recommend for you to read. You understand? It's going to help you regulate your emotions. For those of you have, just try and search it. I guess you can search it on Google. I've forgotten the title exactly, so I don't want to give a different title. So you can just do your search on Google. Just type it on Google. Joyce Meyer book on emotional maturity. I guess you will have it. So try and get the book, read it. It's going to help you regulate this your emotion that is going up and down. You understand? So you can be good and you have bad emotion regulatory. You understand? You don't regulate your emotion from two, just like maybe when you're having bad network. So you need to have emotional maturity for you to have a good relationship. Even with the fact that you are in that relationship, you are not in a relationship with yourself, like I said earlier, you are in a relationship with somebody. So you need to be emotionally mature for you to have a good relationship. Then my point 5 is misaligned value or life goals. I need to say that again. My number 5 point is misaligned value or life goal. This is one reason why you will have toxic relationship even though you are good, and I will explain. If I'm in a relationship with somebody, you understand, now my core value as a person, as an individual, is peace. I'm this kind of person that value peace regardless of anything that is going on, regardless of the situation. I value my peace. I must not lose my peace, my joy. I must not lose those stuff. So these are my core value. So now imagine I'm in a relationship with somebody who loves chaos, who love, like, this person loves trouble, sees trouble as something he or she enjoys. You understand? Imagine I'm in a relationship with somebody who like to just set the whole place on fire. You understand? Who love doing something that hurts you. You understand? Misaligned value. Your value is A and your partner's value is B. Misaligned value. Instead, if your value is A and your partner's value is A, that is aligned value. With this kind of value system, if two of you are in a relationship, you will have heaven on earth relationship. But if my value is A and this person's value is B, like I said earlier, if my value is peace, joy, that's my core value in a relationship, and this my partner's value system is chaos, maybe nagging, just try to create a mountain whereby it's just valley, where you're just trying to make life just difficult for the other person and you enjoy doing it, you see it as fun. That is misaligned value. It's going to make you have a toxic relationship or life goals. You understand? Even before now, as a relationship coach that I am, I've always had this life goal. Even when I was in secondary school, maybe because of the way I was brought up, I've always had this value that I'm going to create a good relationship. I'm going to create an environment where my wife will thrive, create an environment where my children will see me as the best dad in the whole world. You understand? Trying to give a good life to them. That has been my life goal. You understand? So just imagine me being in a relationship with somebody who don't have that life goal. You understand? They are going to be chaoses and they are going to produce toxic relationship, even with the fact that two good people are in a relationship. So before I go, I want you to have this understanding. Relationship is not by force. Relationship is by choice. So if you choose to be in a relationship, try and make sure you do what it takes to make that relationship work. So if you are not ready to do what it takes to make that relationship work, don't make relationship miserable to somebody. Don't hurt somebody. Don't make somebody think of love and they are crying. Don't make somebody think of a relationship love and they are sad just because of the experiences you give to those person. It is very bad. So two good people can be in a relationship and the relationship is toxic. So my final conclusion is, if you are a good person, like you are just a good person as an individual, if you don't learn how to drive a car, you can be a good person and you still don't know how to drive. That does not stop the fact that you are not a good person. Now, if you go ahead with that your good personality and you go and drive that car, you will have an accident. not because you are not a good person, but because you don't know how to drive. So because of the fact that you are a good person does not guarantee you be in a healthy relationship. You need to know what it takes to make that a relationship healthy. So that was my final take. Once again, thanks for watching. And if this is your first time on this channel, please do well to drop a comment at the end of the video. Share with a friend that you think might need this, and also subscribe to encourage you to drop similar video like this. Once again, thank you for watching. And if you want to join my community on WhatsApp, simply say hi, I'm interested in joining your community, and I'll add you to the group. See you in my next video. I love you guys.